I had acne for 8 years before naging clear yung skin ko. And sa 8 years na yon, lahat na trinay ko. As in, iba't ibang mga anti-acne skincare, lifestyle changes, as in, lahat talaga. But if I knew this information na i-share ko sa inyo ngayon, hindi na siguro kinailangan ng 8 years para maging clear yung skin ko. So, here's everything you should know about acne para hindi nyo na kailangan pagdaanan yung pinagdaanan ko. Hi everyone! Mag-uusap na naman tayo about skincare, specifically about acne. And this is going to be your beginner's guide for those na hindi na alam yung gagawin nila sa acne nila. So I'm here to share with you not just skincare recommendations, but an entire plan para ma-actionan mo yung acne mo. And aside from yung experience ko, lahat ng information na to are also evidence-based and backed up siya ng science at ng mga dermatologists na kinonsult ko for my own acne. And marami na ang nag-improve ang acne nila dahil sa information na i-share ko sa inyo ngayon, including me. So also, I'm sharing this information to you not as a dermatologist, but as a patient na well-informed and empowered by the right information. So that being said, wala nang any, let's start with our acne guide. Na pagdating sa mga breakouts, usually ang unang iniisip ng marami is, baka dahil sa current skincare na ginagamit ko, may nagpa-breakout sa akin, or minsan may mga lifestyle reasons naman, like puro asukal kasi yung kinakain ko, puro milk tea yung iniinom ko, or hindi ko kasi napalitan yung pillowcase ko. And even if nagawa nyo na yon and wala pa rin nangyayari, what if I told you na yung mga bagay-bagay na to is maliit lang na part of why we actually get acne? And again, as someone na nagka-acne na for 8 whole years, itong i-share ko sa inyo is actually something na medyo matagal talaga before na-understand ko siya. Kasi hindi siya ever na-explain sa akin ng mabuti talaga. Pero isi-simplify ko na lang siya para mas maintindihan nyo kung ano ba yung gusto talaga ng mga dermatologists na maintindihan natin as patients when it comes to what causes acne sa skin natin. So I want you to remember these 3 layers to acne. Number 1, predispositions. Number 2, causes. And number 3, triggers. Now in order yun guys ha. So again, predispositions, causes, and triggers. And sa tatlong layers na to, nakagroup na sa kanila lahat ng posible nyong maisip na mga causes ng acne. So iisa-isay natin sila. So let's start with the first and deepest layer to acne, and this is what we call predispositions. And I know baka big word to for some of you, pero basically coming from the word predisposed, ito yung mga bagay-bagay na on a biological level, ginagawa tayong mas prone na magkaroon ng acne. And according to dermatologists, it's basically 2 things. Number 1, genetics or yung lahi natin, and number 2, yung hormones na meron natin. So number 1, yung genetics or yung lahi natin is pretty self-explanatory. Kung meron kang magulang, tito, tita, kapatid, or anyone related to you na nagka-acne, it can mean na nasa lahi nyo yung pagiging acne prone and meron ding chance na mangyari siya sa'yo. Now in my own experience, actually both my parents hindi sila acne prone. Pero marami kami ng mga kapatid ko naging acne prone, especially nung teenagers kami. So nasa lahi pa rin namin siya. Or baka ampun kami. Meaning, sa mga nakikinig sa science class nila, ang tawag dito, recessive gene. Kung di nyo alam, Google nyo na lang. Next, predisposition number 2, we have hormones. And this is also pretty self-explanatory, especially sa mga babae. And it's also the main reason why women break out pag malapit na sila sa period nila, or why they get acne kapag meron silang PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome or other hormonal imbalances. But regardless kung lalaki ka or babae, it's also the reason why kapag teenagers tayo, mas nagiging prone tayo to acne. Kasi that's also the time na sobrang hyperactive ng hormones natin. Again, whether lalaki ka man or babae.
Actually, all types of acne, it's hormonal. That's the reason why usually we encounter acne when we reach puberty, diba? Kasi dun nag-change yung hormones natin. Actually, the main hormone talaga responsible for triggering our acne breakout, it's the androgen. It's actually a known male hormone, but both male and females, we have androgen in our system.
So yung dalawang factors na to, genetics and hormones, while hindi sila technically yung parang main causes talaga ng acne, may kita nyo na malaking-malaki yung contribution and yung role nila when it comes to yung pag-form ng acne sa skin natin. Especially since malaki rin yung influence nila sa next layer natin of acne, which are the main causes of acne. So itong mga main causes are the direct reasons kung bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng acne sa skin natin. As in, natin, kapag tiningnan mo yung skin natin, ito yung nangyayari sa kanya kapag nagkakaroon siya ng acne. Now, for my long-time viewers, alam niyo na yung favorite kong shortcut na ginagamit ko para ma-memorize yung mga main causes of acne. And actually, recently, approved pa nga siya ng dermatologist na kinausap ko.
May code ako sa kanya.
Yes.
I call it Oscar.
Wow.
Kasi Doc, O is oil or sebum, tapos SC is skin cells.
Okay.
And then A is acne bacteria.
Yep.
And then R is redness or inflammation.
Yes, perfect.
Tama yun, Doc?
Yes.
Oh my God! I feel so...
Pwede ka na maging dermatologist.
Ay, grabe, Doc. Hindi ko kaya.
So always just remember, si Oscar ang main culprit ng acne. Now, the main thing to remember sa 4 causes ng acne na to is, again, malaki ang role ng predispositions natin sa kanila. Because mainly, yung lahi and yung hormones natin, yun talaga yung nag-i-influence kung gaano karaming oil ang ipoproduce ng skin natin, kung gaano karaming skin cells yung magbe-build up, and even the amount of acne bacteria na nakatira sa skin natin. And actually, even before ma-attract niya yung bacteria, doon tayo nagkaka-tiny bumps na akala natin hindi siya acne or blackheads, whiteheads lang siya, but eventually, dito din tayo nagbe-breakout at nagkaka-pimple. That's when you know na na-infect na siya ng acne bacteria at nagkaroon na siya ng inflammation.
Beware, yung mga whiteheads, blackheads na yan, silent volcano sila. Because after comedones, minsan yun yung potential mag-pus at minsan sila rin yung potential mag-cystic if you have a really strong family history of acne.
So kahit sabihin natin na konti lang yung mga pimples mo na red na galit, pero marami ka namang mga tiny bumps sa skin, you might already have breakouts waiting to happen. And sa dermatology, consider din siya as a type of acne. Yung mga tiny bumps, they're called comedonal acne. Now that being said, ano na ang role sa acne ng mga maling skincare, pagkain, tulog, or other lifestyle factors? And dito actually pumapasok yung next layer natin, which are the acne triggers. And again, dito na pumapasok lahat ng mga usual na akala nating main cause talaga ng breakout natin, whether yung mga serums, moisturizers, or sunscreens na ginamit ninyo, na akala nyo hindi kayo hiyang, or yung bedsheet na hindi nyo napalitan, or yung 4 hours of sleep ninyo. And something very important to take note sa mga acne triggers is, yes, they can worsen yung acne mo kapag meron ka na. Pero yun yung root word, worse. Hindi siya cause ng acne. As in, yung mga triggers na to, hindi sila yung root cause kung bakit tayo nagkaka-acne sa skin. Pinapalala lang nila yung acne mo if either meron ka na nito or predisposed ka na rito. Kaya talaga ang laki ng role ng mga predisposition sa acne natin. And kahit na let's say tanggalin mo yung mga triggers na to or rather i-improve mo sila and yung effect is umu-okay or nag-i-improve naman yung acne mo, removing just the triggers is something na hindi sustainable or something na hindi natin pwedeng ma-rely on alone. The main reason being, hindi mo kasi tina-target yung main causes ng acne. So, chances are, babalik at babalik lang din siya kasi hindi mo in-address yung acne mo on the level ng causes and predispositions which are the main na dapat mong ina-address for long-term improvement. Kasi ang reality din naman ng buhay natin is meron talagang mga days na, let's say, kukulangin tayo ng tulog or magka-crave ka ng certain na pagkain or na makakalimutan mong palitan yung bedsheet mo. So, ang gusto natin mangyari is, kahit mangyari man yun, hindi ka agad-agad magbe-breakout kasi nga hindi ka nakadepend doon. And again, that can be achieved by focusing not just sa triggers mo, but also mainly on yung causes and predispositions mo. So at this point, baka iniisip mo na okay, alam ko na yung triggers, don't rely on them. So paano ko ba ita-target yung mga causes and predispositions ng acne ko? Now, spoiler alert na agad, it's not a face wash, hindi siya sabon, hindi siya sunscreen, it's not even an anti-acne serum or spot treatment na magpapagaling ng acne mo long term. It's actually acne medications or simply put, gamot. Now, one thing na nakakalimutan natin about acne is it's an actual medical skin concern. And like many concerns na ganito, merong mga available na gamot para ma-target yung mga deeper causes niya. And when it comes to acne medications, most of the time, hindi lang din isang gamot ang makakapag-treat ng acne mo. Simply because, gaya nga nang diniscuss natin kanina, hindi lang din naman kasi isa, pero maraming factors ang nagkakos ng acne. So dahil doon, usually, Usually, dermatologists prescribe 2 to 3 types of medications para ma-target lahat ng mga factors ng acne, depende dun sa factors na mas dominant or nangingibabaw sa'yo. So this can be either, let's say, puro topical lang na medications na ipapahid mo lang sa skin, or for some people, mix naman of topical and oral. Na personally, sa journey ko, I've experienced being on both sides, depende sa naging cause and sa type ng acne na meron ako. Because sa 8 years talaga na nagka-acne ako, iba-ibang types of acne siya, iba-ibang causes, so iba-iba ring mga medications yung tinake ko through the years. And that's also why importante rin talaga ang role ng isang dermatologist sa acne journey ninyo, kasi sila rin yung magde-determine kung ano ba yung mga combination of medications na tama para sa iyo. Hindi rin kasi one size fits all ang acne treatment, kasi iba-iba ang genetics at hormones natin lahat. Kaya iba-iba rin ang skin natin. Yung acne treatment kasi depende siya sa tao, and yung mga dermatologists, iba-iba yung mga factors na kailangan nilang i-consider. For example, kung gaano ka-severe or kalala yung acne mo, kung ano yung root causes ng acne mo, or kung prominent ba, let's say, yung hormones mo. And then, doon sila magpe-prescribe ng tamang gamot. But just to give you guys an idea kung ano ba yung usual na binibigay nila, it's commonly from these 5 types of medications na considered gold standard for acne treatment because they target different causes ng acne, and napakaraming studies, research, and evidence na effective sila. Now first, we have benzoyl peroxide, which is basically a topical treatment na tina-target mainly yung acne bacteria sa skin natin, pero meron din siyang mga minor effects on yung pag-shed ng skin cells natin para hindi sila mag-build up. We also have prescription level retinoids like tretinoin or adapalene, which basically communicate to our skin cells na wag masyadong magka-skin cell build up. Aside from that, meron din tayong mga antibiotics which come in oral and topical forms, which basically reduce the bacteria and inflammation sa skin natin. And binibigay ito temporarily lang ng derms. And again, emphasis on temporary because hindi talaga ito ginagamit pang matagalan, and it's something na hindi lang dapat natin ginagamit basta-basta because delikadong-delikado kapag gumamit ka ng mga antibiotics without supervision of a doctor. And lastly, we also have isotretinoin, which is basically an oral medication for those na very severe or malalang-malala na yung acne nila. And the way this works is tina-target niya yung general oil production ng katawan natin as well as inflammation and bacteria, but also last resort na medication na to kasi matapang talaga siya, and it should be handled carefully and with the supervision of a dermatologist. Additionally, if babae ka, your dermatologist or your OB could also look at hormonal factors in which pwede rin sila mag-prescribe ng mga pills that target this. So at one point sa acne journey ko, na-take ko na actually silang lahat, except of course yung hormonal pills kasi hindi man ako girl. And also of course, hindi lahat sabay-sabay in one routine na. As in, kumbaga, napagdaanan ko na yung mga medications na to in different combinations and also different parts of my acne journey. Gusto ko munang i-address yung siguro iniisip na ng iba sa inyo. How about yung lactazine na oral supplement, or yung salicylic acid with niacinamide na soap ko, or yung serum or yung sabon ko na merong azelaic acid? And actually, may tawag ang dermatologist sa mga group of products na to. Ito yung tinatawag nilang adjuncts. And basically, ang meaning ng adjuncts is supporting role lang sila na pwede mong gamitin kapag nag-acne medications ka, pero hindi sila acne medications on their own because hindi nila comprehensively natatackle ang acne compared dun sa mga gold standard na pinag-usapan natin kanina. And for most skincare products, even yung mga products in the market na may nakalagay na anti-acne sa kanila, dapat ganito din talaga natin siya tinitingnan, or dapat ganito yung mindset natin towards these products. Supporting lang sila, hindi sila yung main thing na magpapagaling ng acne mo. And para mas madali niyong maintindihan, think of acne medications as parang superhero sila, while yung mga skincare products mo are your sidekicks na tumutulong. Na for example, yes, a cleanser na merong salicylic acid can help sa pag-unclog ng pores mo while also cleansing your skin, which supports your acne medications. Another example, let's say a regular gentle cleanser naman and a soothing moisturizer. Nakakatulong naman sila sa pag-prevent or pag-reduce ng any irritation sa skin natin, which is a common side effect kapag gumagamit ka ng acne medications. Isa pang very important example, using a sunscreen naman. Now, while sunscreens don't necessarily treat acne, nakakatulong sila in preventing dark spots na mag-form and lumala sa skin natin. Because as we know, yung mga post-acne marks natin or yung mga marks na naiiwan ng mga breakouts natin, kaya siya matagal i-fade and kaya siya nagiging very dark or very red is dahil sa sun damage. And just to be clear, there's no such thing as hindi kahiyang sa lahat ng mga moisturizers or lahat ng mga sunscreens in the market kaya hindi ka na gumagamit ng mga products na to. It just means na hindi mo pa nahanap yung tamang formulation for your skin. And yun yung purpose ng channel na to. It's to help find skincare recommendations and formulations na bagay for certain skin types, especially for those na oily acne prone, because ako mismo oily acne prone, so natetest ko sila from that perspective. And also because mismo nag-acne medications din ako, so I try to see how it factors in sa isang routine na merong gamot. Hindi ako yung magpapagaling ng acne mo. That's the job of a dermatologist na bibigyan ka ng gamot. And then kapag kailangan mo na ng skincare na mas babagay given your medications and your own skin type, that's when I come in. Kasi yung mga dermatologists din naman guys, busy silang gumamot ng mga tao. So, hindi sila laging updated sa mga bagong products in the market kahit gustuhin man nila. So, dun pumapasok yung mga recommendation videos ko as someone na oily acne prone and also as someone na nakikinig din talaga at masunurin sa mga dermatologists. But recommendations aside, now na na-inform and na-empower ko na kayo with the right information, it's time for some common questions na usually tinatanong ng mga gustong i-treat yung acne nila or sa mga gustong pumunta sa derma para ma-treat yung acne nila. Let's start with the most common question, which is, paano ba ako lalapit sa derma, especially kung walang derma sa amin at wala akong kilala, and also, hindi ba mahal magpa-derma? Na actually, ever since nagka-pandemic, medyo dumadami na yung mga clinics na nag-ooperate online. Tawag nila is teledermatology. So, as long as meron kang smartphone, tablet, or computer, actually makakapag-consult ka na sa derma kahit online. And the best part is, may paid option, pero meron ding free options for other people na wala masyadong budget. Now, kung paid and medyo curious ka kung ano ba yung price range, it's just around 600 pesos. And of course, yung free is free. So, kung gusto nyo pa malaman yung buong process on how to consult a dermatologist, gumawa na ako ng full guide on that. Check nyo na lang sa i-button, and very comprehensive yun na. From yung price range or yung budget na kailangan mong gastusan, from apps that you can download para makapag-consult ng derm, and also the specific derms that I recommend personally. Next, another common question, kasama na ba yung medications doon sa consultation fee? And the answer is no, kasi iba-iba rin talaga yung medications na ibibigay ng dermatologist. So, medyo iba-iba rin yung mga prices nun. Now, of course, ang next na tanong dyan is, magkano aabutin yung mga medications? Now, again, it depends kung anong medications yung ibibigay sa'yo. But for a whole set of acne medications, yung price range niya is around nasa 1.5 to 2.5. And guys, take note ha, medications to, hindi yung kung ano-anong skincare set, as in yung legit talaga na gamot na mga minention ko kanina. Just so we're clear. And I know, medyo may kamahalan, medyo investment talaga siya, but tingnan nyo siya ng ganito. Let's say, bumili ka ng isang skincare set na 500 pesos, kumpleto na siya, sunscreen, moisturizer, cleanser, expecting na hihiyang ka and gagaling yung acne mo. And then let's say, gumana siya for a while, pero nag-breakout ka ulit, so naghanap ka na naman ng ibang skincare routine. Let's say, sa TikTok, meron kang nahanap. Tapos, 500 pesos naman yun, or baka more pa nga ang nagastos mo. Let's say, iba-ibang skincare from different types of shops sa TikTok. So, may shipping fee pa yun. So, in a span of ilang months, pabalik-balik lang din yung acne mo, pagod ka nakaka-test ng skincare na hindi mo naman sure kung gumagana or hihiyang sa'yo, and hindi mo pa na-target yung mga main causes mo of acne kasi puro triggers lang yung tinarget mo. Versus, if mag-avail ka ng free consultation with a dermatologist, mag-ipon ka ng 1.5 para bumili ng gamot, yung amount of time and effort sa paghanap and pag-test mo ng skincare, instead, magiging time na ginagamot mo na yung root causes ng acne mo para mawala na siya long term. Hindi ba parang mas worth it yun? And speaking of time, usually, yan din yung isa sa mga pinaka-common na questions. How long ba before makakita ako ng results? Well, again, ang sagot ulit dito is depende. Depende sa kung gaano nakalala yung acne mo, but usually, it can take anywhere between 3 to 10 months to see significant results sa acne mo or significant improvement rather. Again, guys, depende siya sa tao. It can be longer kung sobrang severe na yung acne mo, as in malalaking pimples na siya all over your face. That might take a bit more time. Personally though, ako, nung pinaubaya ko na yung acne ko sa isang board-certified dermatologist, as in hindi na ako nag-self-medicate, nakinig na talaga ako, masunurin na ako, 3 months pa lang nakakita na ako ng results from my medications na binigay ng dermatologist ko. And I'll put some pictures here para lang makita ninyo. But around the 6-month mark ko talaga nakita yung hindi na siya gradual, pero parang grabe significant na talaga siya compared to 6 months ago. Provided na, again, properly monitored ka ng derma, kasi ako talaga masunurin ako. Bumabalik talaga ako kapag kailangan or kapag nag-breakout ako, feeling ko hindi nag-work. bumabalik talaga ako. So for those na nag-acne medications and for months wala pa silang nakikitang progress, that is a sign na bumalik ka na sa dermatologist mo, either to have them edit your routine or increase yung strength ng mga medications mo. But I think the longest time na kinailangan ko talagang antayan was probably 10 months before na-achieve ko talaga yung sobrang clear na skin. So again, iba-iba talaga siya per person, but the point is, hindi siya overnight nangyayari, hindi siya in a week, not even in a month. Medyo patience talaga ang kailangan kasi naman ang gusto natin are long-term results. So we also need habits na for long-term din. And lastly, another question na laging-lagi ko rin nakukuha is, saan ba makakabili ng acne medications? Na usually yung mga drugstores, dapat meron sila, especially benzoyl peroxide and adapalene, mabilis na lang yan hanapin. And also, of course, mga oral medications. But for products like tretinoin, I know rare na rare talaga yan mahanap sa mga drugstores natin. Hindi lahat ng drugstores kinikerry sila. Swerte ka na lang kung yung drugstore na malapit sa'yo is kinikerry yung tretinoin. But usually, you can always ask yung dermatologist na kakausapin nyo or yung kokonsult nyo kung saan makakabili. Especially if limited budget ka lang, sometimes meron silang alam or minsan sa clinic pa nga nila mabibili mo na. So for sure, meron silang masasabi sa'yo. Na I'm sure na marami pa kayong mga tanong about acne because medyo complicated talaga or complex ang topic na acne. So let me know in the comments what other questions you might have or kung anong mga topics related to acne yung gusto nyo pang pag-usapan ko in other videos. Now, I do want you guys to know though na 4 years na ako gumagawa ng videos dito sa YouTube. So, ang dami-dami ko nang ginawang videos about acne and being acne prone. And if you want to be more informed and empowered when it comes to information about acne, here are some videos na I think makakatulong sa acne journey ninyo. And always remember, hindi hopeless ang acne. There is always a way para matreat siya. So, good luck and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!